The Jiangshi in the mountain and Tintin's foolish tricks. In the thick forested mountain, 10-year-old Tintin excitedly dragged his unlucky Uncle Gnaw out to hunt birds. Uncle, lie down and play dead. I'll cover you with leaves. The birds will think you're a tree trunk and fly right down. Tintin bragged. If I believe you again, I'll turn into a ghost on this mountain. Uncle Gnaw glared. Trust me, I'm really smart. Tintin thumped his chest. Uncle Gnaw reluctantly lay still and Tintin covered him with branches. But instead of birds, a whole troop of monkeys showed up, mistaking him for fruit and swarming over him, biting everywhere. Uncle Gnaw ran screaming, Tintin, you've ruined me again! Tintin rolled on the ground laughing. Ha ha ha, Uncle, you're a magnet for bad luck. Deep in the mountain, 3 grave robbers, Duck, Shorty, and Crooked, were digging into an ancient tomb. They accidentally broke a seal made of peach wood and red strings. A stream of cold air gushed out, and pale, fanged corpses, white Jiangshi, began to stir. In the chaos, Shorty was clawed on the hand. His wound turned black, and his blood thickened. God, my hand's freezing, he trembled. Quit whining, you're just weak! Duck snapped, though his face had gone pale. 3 days later, the seal weakened completely. The white Jiangshi carried animal blood to the master of the tomb, Trintkaktan, a traitorous court official executed long ago. His stone coffin trembled, waiting to be unleashed. In the village, the 3 robbers grew more arrogant. One day, while Uncle Gnaw was chatting with a pretty girl, they barged in to mock him. Well, look who's trying to flirt. You? Crooked sneered. Step aside, kid. Let us show you what a real man is. Duck shoved. They pushed Uncle Gnaw flat on his back. The whole village burst out laughing. Tintin, too, laughed till he choked. Ha ha ha, Uncle, you lost again. Bad luck follows you like a ghost. Red-faced, Uncle Gnaw dragged Tintin home. Because of you, I lost face, he roared. I didn't beat you. You lost on your own. But I know how to get revenge. Tintin grinned mischievously. He stuffed chili powder into the robbers' shirts and cow dung into their shoes. Soon, the whole village watched them shriek and run like madmen. But Uncle Gnaw tripped headfirst into the mud, covered from head to toe. I swear I'd rather trust a Jiangshi than trust you, Uncle Gnaw screamed. Just one more chance, Uncle, this time for sure, Tintin pleaded. That night, the 2 snuck near the robber's house. Shorty suddenly transformed into a Jiangshi. He snarled and lunged. Tintin whispered, Hold your breath, Uncle, it won't see you. I'm holding it, Uncle Gnaw wheezed. Right then, Tintin let out a loud fart. Ptt! You damned brat. Uncle Gnaw's eyes bulged. Before he could run, the Jiangshi's claw jabbed straight into his backside. It stabbed my hole! Uncle Gnaw shrieked. The 2 bolted home screaming. Tintin immediately played Doctor. Cook sticky rice until soft, plaster it on your butt, and wrap it tight, guaranteed cure. The next morning, Uncle Gnaw waddled like a duck. Villagers howled with laughter. Grandpa scolded, You brat, you've ruined your uncle again. That same night, villagers caught Duck and Crooked sneaking to the well to wash off blood. They were tied up in the communal hall. The village chief thundered, Speak! Where's the Jiangshi's lair? Duck stammered. It's in the forest, a stone gate full of talismans. Inside, a giant coffin with dragons and phoenixes carved on it. Crooked added, and a circle drawn with dried blood. We didn't dare go in. Hearing this, the Taoist master Nguyen Dao Trung said sternly, I see. The tomb they dug was just a decoy. The real tomb of Trintkaktan is deeper in the mountain. Tintin clapped. Then let's go catch it, like a monster hunting game. Uncle Gnaw groaned. Heaven help me, I won't live to see tomorrow. The party, Taoist master, Tintin, Uncle Gnaw, villagers, and family, prepared sticky rice, peachwood, rooster blood, and black dogs, then marched into the mountain. Of course, Tintin couldn't resist mischief. He smeared rooster blood all over Uncle Gnaw. Camouflage! The Jiangshi will think you're a chicken! Immediately, wild crows swooped down to peck him. Uncle Gnaw shrieked, running. Tintin! I'll kill you! Finally, they reached the cave sealed with ancient talismans. Tintin, curious, yanked one off. The mountain shook. A skeleton in dragon robes sprang up, eyes blazing red. The Taoist master shouted, No, that's only the spirit. This is the true body. The spirit flew back into the corpse. The air turned thick and heavy. In panic, Tintin shoved the sacred seal pearl, which Little Na had found, into Uncle Gnaw's mouth. Eat it, Uncle. You'll turn into a superhero. Choking, Uncle Gnaw spat it out. The pearl shot straight into the Jiangshi's forehead. The magic circle erupted in light, locking the monster back into its stone coffin. No, I have not lost. The final roar echoed, then faded. The village cheered. The Taoist master sighed in relief. At last, the seal holds. Tin Tin thumped his chest proudly. All thanks to me. That pearl spit saved the whole village. Uncle Naw, face burning, yelled, Tin Tin, I'll never forgive you. And the whole village burst out laughing. Mountain Jiangshi and Tin Tin's Mischief, Part 2. After successfully sealing Trinkaktan, the whole village held a feast. Utnaw sat gloomily, his backside still wrapped in white bandages, grimacing while sipping porridge. See, Uncle, thanks to me, you became a hero. Tintin chirped. Hero, my ass. If I ever trust you again, then... Utnaw gritted his teeth, but before he could finish, Grandma smacked him on the head. Be glad you made it back alive. Stop whining already, she scolded. But the joy didn't last long. That night, Master Nguyen Trung frowned as he pulled out his ancient abacus, mumbling, This is bad. The seal only locked the body. A part of the spirit remains free. If it finds a new vessel, disaster will return. While the village slept, a stream of black mist seeped from the true tomb, drifting into the forest. It entered the corpse of a dead buffalo by the mountainside. The beast suddenly rose, its eyes glowing red like burning coals, chest heaving as though something lurked inside. At dawn, the villagers were horrified to see the buffalo pen empty, muddy hoofprints leading into the forest. Tintin's grandfather went pale. It has escaped again. Tintin jumped excitedly. Great! A brand new movie to watch. I'll go catch it for everyone. Utnaw, still sore, cried out. My butt hasn't even healed yet. Spare me already. The exorcist's voice was stern. No one must confront that spirit. To destroy it completely, we need the 7 Apertures Jade, a sacred treasure hidden in the serpent god's cave at the mountain's base. Only that can end it for good. I'll volunteer to fetch it, Tintin shouted. The whole village roared back. No! Yet in the end, it was still Tintin, Utnaw, the exorcist, and a few young men who ventured into the forest. The wind howled like mournful cries. Suddenly, the possessed buffalo charged out, eyes blazing red, horns swinging like a storm. The young men scattered in panic. Utnaw clung to the exorcist's back. Master, cast your spells, quick! That's no longer a buffalo, it's a buffalo Jiangshi, the exorcist barked. Tintin stepped forward proudly. Let me handle this. He threw a whole handful of sticky rice at it. The buffalo happily chewed it down, then roared even louder, energy surging. Utnaw screamed, Tintin, you just gave it power-up food! The group bolted for their lives, barely shaking the creature off. Eventually, they reached the serpent god's cave. Inside was pitch dark, the stench of reptile thick in the air. Snake trails crisscrossed the stone walls. A rustling echoed endlessly, like thousands of snakes slithering at once. The exorcist lit a talisman flame, its flickering glow revealing a stone altar carved with serpents. Resting atop it was a glowing emerald, the 7 Apertures Jade. Tintin's eyes widened. So pretty! Let me grab it. He rushed forward. Don't touch, Utnaw screamed. The moment Tintin laid hands on it, the ground shook violently. From the shadows, a colossal serpent slithered forth, its golden eyes gleaming, tongue hissing. It coiled around the altar, striking like lightning. The serpent god, the exorcist gasped. It's the guardian spirit of the jade. It cannot be slain, only persuaded. Persuaded? Utnaw's face turned green. Who on earth can chat with that? Tintin puffed his chest. Hey, Mr. Snake, can we borrow that shiny jade for a bit? We'll return it after saving our village, promise. The serpent roared, its cry shaking the entire cavern. It's saying, I'll devour you all. Utnaw trembled. No, Tintin said calmly. I think it sounded more like, bring me roasted chicken. The exorcist sighed. He's right. The offering for the serpent god is a whole black chicken roasted over fire. Everyone froze. They had forgotten to bring one. But Tintin quickly pulled out a live chicken he'd secretly snatched that morning. Lucky I brought back up. Dinner's on me, he grinned. He roasted the bird right there in the cave, the fragrance spreading. The serpent god inhaled deeply, its eyes softening. Slowly, it withdrew from the altar. The glowing 7 Apertures Jade dropped into Tintin's hands. Ha! Told you I'm a genius! Tintin bragged. Utnaw wheezed. If I survive until the end of this story, I'll start believing in miracles. But as they left the cave, the chilling bellow of the buffalo Jiangshi echoed through the forest, louder and more violent than before. The spirit of Trinktoktan had grown stronger, feeding on even more life force. The final battle was yet to come. The final battle with Trinktoktan's spirit. Deep in the forest, the ground shook violently as the roar of the buffalo Jiangshi thundered like a storm. Its eyes blazed crimson, every breath spewing thick black smoke. Trinktoktan's spirit had fully seized the beast's body. Master Nguyen Truong raised his peachwood sword, planting red talismans into the soil. His voice rang out, "Form the ritual circle. The 7 apertures jade must be placed at its center, or we cannot restrain it." The young men, trembling, laid out sticky rice and chicken blood as instructed. Utna stumbled about, clutching his bandaged rear, shouting, "Tin Tin, give the jade to the master. Don't mess around this time." But Tin Tin grinned ear to ear. "Wait, let me try my special move first," he said, clutching the glowing jewel tightly. The buffalo Jiangshi rammed into the circle, making the talismans flare brightly before its black breath began to smother the flames. The villagers held their breath in fear. Tin Tin's grandfather cried out, "Master, it's too strong. We won't last long." The exorcist ground his teeth. "We need the jade, now!" But Tin Tin suddenly leapt in front of the beast, holding up the jewel like candy to a dog. "Hey, Hornhead, want this? Come and get it! Get out of there, boy!" The villagers screamed in unison. The monster roared and charged. Quick as a squirrel, Tin Tin hurled the glowing jewel straight at Uncle Utnaw's backside. "Ah!" Utnaw screamed, collapsing in agony. "Tin Tin, you've killed me!" The jade bounced off his rear and shot into the air, striking the Buffalo Joe Jiangshi square on the forehead. A thunderous boom shook the forest as blinding green light exploded, engulfing everything. Trinktoktan's spirit howled in despair. "No, I haven't had my revenge!" The beast's body burst into ash. The black mist was sucked into the jade, which then rolled gently back to land at Tin Tin's feet. For a moment, silence. Then the whole village erupted in cheers. The exorcist wiped his brow and sighed in relief. Unbelievable. That ridiculous throw turned out to be the final blow. Tin Tin stood proudly, hands on hips, beaming. "Told you, I'm the smartest in the village. The butt target throw, one of a kind." Utnaw sat flat on the ground, clutching his rear, face purple with rage. "I swear, if I live another day, I'll pray at the temple for you to shut up forever, Tin Tin." The villagers burst into laughter. Even Grandma shook with mirth, banging her cane on the floor. That night, the village feasted once again, praising the exorcist and Tin Tin's family. Tin Tin puffed out his cheeks, thumping his chest. "All thanks to me. Without me, Uncle wouldn't have saved the day with his butt." Utnaw turned red, shouting furiously, "Tin Tin, I refuse to live under the same sky as you." The mountains echoed with laughter. And so, the tale of the battle against the mountain Jiangshi and Tin Tin's outrageous final move lived on as both a terrifying and hilarious legend, retold for generations.